Hello there, my crafty friends. It's Candy here from SweetStamper.com, and I wanted to introduce you to my week-long Facebook Lives, Coffee with Candy. It's 2 o'clock. I don't know about you, but this is the time of day when I can really use some coffee. So I'm kicking off today, and each day we're going to touch on a different in color that will debut on May the 6th when the new catalog comes out. So I'm going to give it just a minute here. I realize I'm rabbiting on, and I'm not even sure if anybody is joining me today. I'm typically, have a Facebook Live demonstration every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. So this is definitely not my typical time, and but I wanted to do something where I could go all 5 days, Monday through Friday, at a particular time, and 2 o'clock was the time I could do it. So I thought, well, okay, that's a time of day when I'm usually kind of ready for a little caffeine to kind of help me through the rest of the day. And I thought it might be a good time for some other folks. Now, if you're not able to be here with me live, and I trust I am in the right space and not on my personal page, if you are not able to be here with me live, I do download, oh yes, I'm in the right place. Okay, I do download the demonstration to my YouTube page. So on YouTube, you will be able to see the recording of this. And I usually get it onto YouTube within an hour or so. So for those people who are not on Facebook, they're able to catch me on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, I would love for you to follow my page. And if you are on YouTube, I would love for you to subscribe. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera down, and we're going to get busy with our look at cloud cover. So we're going to look at a different new in color each day. Today we're looking at cloud cover, and I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to show you a couple of color combinations for the new color, incoming new in color. But I'm also going to give you a color combination that highlights one of our outgoing retiring in colors. Because the reality is that those of us who are working Stampin' Up! As a business, we're only using, what people can purchase right now. But I also recognize that you have made an investment in the in colors that are going out. And I want you to keep using those. And I want to give you some fresh ideas on using those with some of the new colors. So that's what I'm going to do. Each day I'm going to give you one color combination that combines an outgoing in color with an incoming in color. And I hope that's going to be some inspiration for you and some help for you. Okay, I am going to turn the camera down. It might be a little bit wobbly for a minute, but we are going to roll. Here we go. Okay, not bad at all. Okay. So we are using cloud cover today, and that is my featured highlight. Now, Stampin' Up! Gives us, hey Kelly, I'm so glad you're here with me. It's good to have somebody live with me. This is something that Stampin' Up! Provides for us, and I use these all the time. I mean, seriously, all the time. So I refer to these constantly. I absolutely live by them. And the other way I find really good color combinations is through Designer Series paper. So this is something you can print out. I do prefer, because it's just a piece of white, and I usually print it on cardstock, and then I typically will back it on a 4x3 piece of that color. So that way I know. And let me just show you really quick. My two methods. This year, I did them all like this, and I just had them all in alphabetical order. What I've done in days gone by is I put them all on a ring by color families. I think I'm going to actually go back to this because I find it a little bit easier to refer and grab. So I do put them in alphabetical order by color family. And hey, Claudia, I'm glad you're here with me. But I do find that this is a little bit easier. And I do, like, this is from 2 years ago. I guess these are the ones from this past year. And so I typically keep these because they're going to give us new color combinations, and I like to mix and match and be inspired by lots of different color combos. And really, to me, color is one of my personal strengths when I stamp, and it's something I'm pretty passionate about. So this is a card I created that uses all 5 of the new in colors. So this is a base of Secret Sea. And there is, hey, Christina, hi, I'm so glad you're here. This is the new one I'm highlighting today, which is Cloud Cover. Now, a couple of things about Cloud Cover. Actually, I do not laminate these, Kelly, and I'll tell you why. For me, number one, I don't have a laminator. I'm pretty practical. And I mean, I use these a lot, and look at, I mean, these are a couple of years old. They're pretty, but they don't get beat up. If you use, I just buy cheapy cardstock off Amazon to run through my printer, and they hold up really, really well. The other thing I don't like about laminating is typically it has kind of like a shiny finish, and it just distracts me. So doesn't take much to distract me, but I'm up for anything that limits the distractions for me. Cloud Cover is a super pale blue. Here it is. Kind of a soft blue. Definitely kind of a smoky color is what I would describe it as. The ink is not available right now. So the ink pad, there were some problems with. They thought it was good to go, and then they were having problems with the color change, with it changing color after it started to dry. So all we can get right now is the marker. So, well, if you're a demonstrator, you can get them right now. If you're not a demonstrator yet, you can get them beginning May the 6th. So you can get the set of markers, as in these Stampin' Write markers, but not the blends and not the ink pads yet. Now, they're working, they are really working hard on bringing that color to its quality control place that everybody's going to be happy with it. And I will say, if you've been around for a while with Stampin' Up, we had a color many years ago, I think it was called Purple Posy, and it was a super, super pale purple. And we had a similar problem. They actually were never able to get that one released, but they're hopeful that Cloud Cover is going to get released. So this is my card with all 5 of the new in colors. This is one that I was demonstrating on Thursday, last Thursday, which is my typical Facebook Live. And this was a shaker. I was demonstrating faux shaker cards. And here you can see a little bit of the color scheme that I'm going to go with today. This is a color scheme I really like. And this one I pulled directly from one of the new this is all one of the new suites in the new annual catalog when it comes out in May. So I've used Secret Sea. Secret Sea and Cloud Cover really like each other. I added in Petunia Pop, which is a really, really good mix here. And I really pulled these colors out of the Designer Series paper, and then I pulled in Petunia Pop Glimmer paper, and then I needed a color across here that wasn't one of these. Let me just show you. I think I have them here. Yeah, let me just show you for reference, because like I said, I'm pretty fascinated with color. Initially, I tried Secret Sea, and I felt like it's just too much dark blue. Secret Sea is like almost like a blackish, charcoalish navy. I felt like that was too dark. And I almost went with Shaded Spruce. Shaded Spruce to me is like a darker version of Shy Shamrock. So I almost went with Shaded Spruce, and I thought, well, I'm going to lighten it up a little bit with Shy Shamrock. So that is my other color combo today. Hey, Marlene, I'm glad you're here with me. Now, I have a color combination that we're going to work with today that incorporates one of our outgoing in colors. So I'm going to use a base of Cloud Cover, one of our new in colors. I can't find a, that's what I need right there. this is our feature for the day, is cloud cover. And, oh, Kelly, I'm glad you like the colors and the cards. Now, I am probably going to put, let's see, put my trusty white scrap underneath me, because this cloud cover is blending right in to my, this is my, not a magic mat, what do we call this? This is my, Glass Mat Studio. It's blending right in. Look at that. The color is really similar. So I have cut a panel of copper clay. Now look at how nicely copper clay works with cloud cover. So this is one of my color combo for today, has copper clay with cloud cover. And then we're going to bring in a couple of other peachy oranges, and I'll show you what I mean. Now I've run this through with Dashing Designs. This is one of our retiring embossing folders, and I really, really like it. It's one of my favorite. It has a really, I'm spitting all over it. It has a really tight pattern, which I tend to like. And so I'm going to go ahead and stick this right down, and let's grab this. And again, I'm going to be here every day this week at 2 o'clock. And I will be sharing these videos on YouTube, and I'm also going to be sharing them with the inspiration sheets for my news, my email news subscribers. So you're going to want to subscribe. Now this is Petal Pink ribbon. It comes. This is not retiring. It comes as a combo with Basic White and Petal Pink. Well, y'all know, if you've been around me very long, you know Petal Pink is my absolute favorite and my favorite Stampin' Up! Color. One of the reasons is it's almost like a chameleon. It goes with so many things. And it looks really, really good with copper clay. And it actually looks really nice with cloud cover as well. And Stampin' Up! Has included it in one of their color combos that you can see right here. So, Chrissy, you got your card kit today. Yay. I know that I was scrambling to get everything in the mail last week. And Christina, I did get your email, and I will address that. I think I left something out of your packet this month. So there were a lot of things going out at the same time, and I will say that the older I get, the more human I become. Everything is packed with very human hands. Okay, so there is the beginning of our color combo. And it has kind of a, to me, that has almost like a boho chic look. Not like boho blue, but kind of that look. So now we are going to really rock our color combo with stamping with copper clay. This is, again, one of our outgoing end colors. And this is, I'm using the stamps and dies from Beautiful Butterflies. So we are going to make a butterfly with all these pretty colors. Now, we are going to start by stamping it in copper clay. Now, you could stamp it in tuxedo black, and I'll show you how that looks. It's really stark, almost, and has more of a monarch butterfly look because of the black. And I really just wanted to go a little bit softer. So I am using copper clay, which is a strong color. It's almost as strong as Cajun Craze, but not quite. So there is my butterfly. You know, this is what happens. When I try to take shortcuts. You really, what I find is I can do most of my photopolymer stamps without using anything on my Glass Mat Studio, but when I have a really large stamp, and it may just be because, you know, my hands are a bit weak, but I can't, the center does not stamp well for me on a really large stamp. So I've got to pull out my little foam mat, which is actually the way I was always taught we used our photopolymer stamps. And then, you know, I just get lazy. Hey, happy Monday to you, Laura. I'm glad you're here with me. So we are doing a color combo to combine one of our outgoing in colors with one of our new incoming in colors. Now, like I said, you cannot get cloud cover in any way with ink except these little Stampin' Write markers. And typically I don't color a lot with Stampin' Write markers. I typically use them more on my stamps. But the main reason is because they're a marker and not a blend, they are best suited for small areas. And that is going to be perfect for my big butterfly. So you can see how the soft color of cloud cover with copper clay is really a nice pairing. Let's see, oh yeah, I did that one there. Okay, we'll try to get them even here. So all of these small little patches we are going to do with cloud cover. So, and then these two. And the main thing you want to do when you're coloring with your Stampin' Write markers is you want to use them in small areas. And you don't want to push too hard because you don't want to, you want to maintain the integrity of your tip. And that is a little bit of a thing. Okay, let me get this here so I don't lose it with all of the stuff. Okay, now I have some. We're going to use a little bit of Calypso Coral. And we're going to use a little bit of Petal Pink, and we're going to use a little bit of Copper Clay. Now, we've already stamped it in Copper Clay, so I don't want to use too much Copper Clay. I'm going to start with, actually, I think I'm going to start with, let's see, light. This is light Calypso Coral, and I'm going to cover these really large areas with light Calypso Coral. And I'll go here, this large area as well, and on both sides, and then this big kind of teardrop. And you can see how these colors are really coming together nicely. These really warm, rich colors. And maybe we'll come up here as well. So there is our light Calypso Coral. Now we're going to come behind here with some dark Calypso Coral. And you can see how that really starts bringing things together. Now I'm living dangerously here by using my fat brush tip, but it's working pretty well for me. I could go down to my bullet tip if I want to really make sure that I stay in the lines, but I think that's coming together quite nicely. And you know, you just kind of work with this and get the shades and colors that you like best. It's a bit like coloring when you were a kid and very therapeutic, very relaxing. So I think that's going to be it on the dark. Yes, Christina, you're right. It starts really coming together. Now I'm going to come in with my dark Petal Pink, which is the palest color I have here. And I may end up going over that because that's not looking great. That's looking a bit, well, actually, it almost looks yellow up against the, but I kind of like it. I don't usually have it looking quite that, it usually looks more peachy than that. But it almost looks like a mosaic, doesn't it? So now I'm going to come in with just a bit of the light Copper Clay. I don't want to have too much of this because I already have quite a lot of the Copper Clay because that's what I stamped the butterfly with. And I'll show you what it looks like, kind of a version with the black. Now I'm going to come back in, I think, with a little bit more of this dark Calypso Coral. And then I'm going to cut this out with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss, just a little mini machine. I'm really happy with that. Now let me just show you, once I cut this out, and this is what I'm going to put it on, you can see how these colors come together so nicely. Now let me put my blends aside so that I have a little bit of room here. Let's see. We have 2 Designer Series papers that have all the new in colors. And I did just release today my paper and product share. And I also released my in color bundle. It's actually an in color pack. In years gone by, I've done an in color club where you get 1 color each month. And while that's fun to do, yeah, it takes till like September or October before you get your 5th color. I'm like, holy cow, I think you want to be stamping with those colors before that. So I decided to do it a little bit differently this year. Now this is going to be a little bit of a tight fit, but I think it works. So this is my little mini cut and emboss machine, and it is going to perfectly fit my butterfly. So let's run this through and cut it out. This is from Beautiful Butterflies. This is in our spring catalog, and it is carrying over into our new annual catalog. It does have a hybrid embossing folder, which is a lot of fun. Whoops, whoa, sorry about that. It's a lot of fun to work with, but sometimes you just want the stamps and the dies, or even just the stamps. Look how pretty that's looking. I'm loving it. Okay. Now, and I think I'm doing pretty good on time. I'm trying to keep these coffee with candy at about 30 minutes. So there we go. That's coming together ever so nicely. I'm digging it. Let me put my white paper under here again. And somewhere I have a little greeting. And I have my dots. So let's see if I can find them. Here we go. So these are the in color pearls, and I think I'm going to use these cloud cover ones. And here is my greeting that I've already done on cloud cover. So let's go ahead and put this down with some dimensionals, and then I will show you how this butterfly looks with black, just for comparison's sake. And I would love to hear how many of you here on my broadcast, either in replay or in live, have the outgoing in colors. Copper Clay, Wild Wheat, Pebbled Path. They've all sold out now. I think you can still get the Designer Series paper, but everything, and I think maybe the twine, but and maybe the just the markers. Everything else has sold out. I love the in colors that are leaving. You know, each set of in colors has its own benefits and properties. And the last ones that we had that are leaving us, for me, were a real natural fit. I like these earth tones. And I actually have just ran my first ever in my series of stamp camps for grandmas. And I think we're going to do it like that. And I used the outgoing in colors because they just look so good with animals. Now I'm going to pick up these dots. These are actually they're pearls. These are pearls, in color pearls, and I like them a lot. And in the new catalog, you're going to have them in our in colors, our brand new in colors, and the ones that are staying for a second year. So Kelly, you have the outgoing in colors. Yay, I hope this gives you ideas for, how to use them. Now, this is from my grandma stamp camp. So there is Copper Clay, and you can see why I like it with animals and stuff. But here, I think it looks really good with my with cloud cover. So very soft, and I think it's soft, but I don't think it's so like Monarch Butterfly that I would want to wait until. Now here it is, and I did not use any of the cloud cover on the butterfly, but here it is in black, and it looks quite different. You can see how it's much more Monarch looking, and I used much more of the copper clay in it because I didn't stamp with it. But I'm really, really digging this version. So make sure that you are on my email list, and you will get all of the inspiration sheets for this week, and you will have a new color each day. Today we focused on cloud cover, and I hope that you are inspired. Both of these are new Designer Series papers, 2 separate sets, and they each have all the in colors in them. This one is Celebratory Sips. Cannot remember the name of this one. But yes, so they are coming our way. So yay, I'm getting some love on my color combo and just sweet card. So Christina, I think you're on my email list, but I'll make sure that you are, because you're in my club. So I can just put you onto my regular emails. You may just be getting the club ones, but I'll make sure that you are. And okay, so Jackie has some of the outgoing in colors. And again, this is copper clay with cloud cover, Calypso Coral, and Petal Pink. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be here again tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Coffee with Candy, with introducing each of the new in colors. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, and God bless.